Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about schedulers in operating systems. Okay. See, let's start with the basics. Basically, a scheduler is a part of the operating system that decides which process runs at a given time. Okay. Think of it like a manager in busy CPU club. Okay. Imagine the CPU is the DJ and processes are people waiting to dance. So the manager decides who gets the DJ's attention next. Okay. So the main goal of a scheduler is two things. First one is keep the CPU busy. So we don't want it sitting idle. Okay. And the second is make sure all processes get fair turns. So no process waits forever. Okay. Now see types of schedulers. Schedulers are not all the same. There are three types and each has a different job. Okay. First one is long term scheduler. Okay. Think of this as the bouncer at the club door. It decides which processes are allowed into memory. Okay. Because if too many processes enter at once, the CPU can get overwhelmed. Okay. So controls multi-programming, which means like how many processes are in memory at the same time, and runs less frequently because admitting a process takes a time. Okay. Then medium term scheduler. Basically sometimes the club is too crowded. So the manager asks some people to step outside temporarily. Okay, later they can come back. Okay, so in the OS terms it suspends processes from memory and resumes them later. Okay, and helps balance CPU bound and IO bound processes, so no one slows down the system. Okay. Then short term scheduler means CPU scheduler. See, this is like the floor manager inside the club deciding who gets to dance next. Okay, it picks a process from the ready queue and gives it to the CPU. Okay, so it runs very frequently because the CPU must not stay idle. So needs to be super fast. Okay, then scheduling criteria. Okay, so how do schedulers decide which process is better to run? Okay, so basically they use certain types of criteria. First one is CPU utilization, keep the CPU as busy as possible. Then throughput, number of processes completed per unit of a time. Then turnaround time, total time a process spends from submission to completion. Then waiting time, time a process spends in the ready queue waiting. Then response time means time from submission to first response, and important in interactive systems like games or applications. Then fairness, basically every process should get a fair share of CPU. Okay. Then scheduling algorithms. Okay, now let's look at how the scheduler actually chooses a process. There are several algorithms basically. The first one is first come first serve, FCFS. Okay. See, FCFS. So in this, execute processes in the order they arrive. Easy to implement, but if a long process comes first, others wait a lot. So this is called the convoy effect. Okay. Then shortest job next. Okay. Means executes the process with the shortest CPU burst time first. Okay. So reduces average waiting time, but a long process might stall. Okay. Then round robin. Round robin. So in round robin, each process gets a fixed time slice. Then the scheduler moves to the next. Okay. And fair and perfect for time sharing systems like multitasking your computer. Okay. But if the time slice is too small or too big, performance can drop easily. Okay. Then priority scheduling. So in this, every process has a priority. Basically, CPU goes to the highest priority process and can be preemptive. Means CPU can switch to a higher priority, or like non-preemptive, like means current process finishes first. So basically, low priority process can stall if high priority ones keep coming. Okay. Then multi-level queue feedback. Okay. So processes are divided into queues based on type or priority. So if a process waits too long, it can be moved between queues to improve fairness. Okay. Now see, preemptive versus non-preemptive scheduling. See, schedulers also work in two ways. Preemptive, non-preemptive. Preemptive means the CPU can be taken away from a running process if a more important process comes. Okay. Okay. And non-preemptive means the CPU sticks with the running process until it finishes or like waits for IO. Okay. Then importance of schedulers. Importance of schedulers. So why are schedulers are so important? Because they keep the CPU busy efficiently and ensure fair access for all processes. Help meet deadlines in real-time systems. Okay, and the balance CPU bound and IO bound processes. Like, see, you can think of schedulers like traffic cops for processes. Okay, so they make sure every process moves efficiently without chaos, avoiding idle CPU time and long waits. Okay, so we can take another example. See, we can take CPU scheduling story, means like CPU cafe. See, imagine a cafe called CPU cafe and the CPU is the chef. Okay, so customers are processes. Each customer wants the chef to cook their dish, like execute their task. Okay, so but the chef can cook only one dish at a time. Okay, basically the scheduler is like the manager of the cafe, deciding which customers order the chef should cook next. Okay, so the first first is long term scheduler, means job scheduler. See, long term scheduler, the customer selector. So in this, this manager decide which customers are allowed into the cafe. If the cafe is too crowded, the chef can't cook efficiently. Okay, so only a few customers are let in at a time to keep things smooth. So basically, imagine a bouncer at the cafe door saying like, "Sorry, you will have to wait outside until some tables free up." Okay, then medium term scheduler. It's like the temporary waiter. Okay, sometimes the cafe is too busy or a customer's order is complicated. So the medium term scheduler asks some customers to wait outside temporarily. Okay, so later these customers can come back when it's easier for the chef to handle them one by one. So basically, a waiter politely asks, "Sir, your table will be ready soon. Please wait outside for a bit." Okay, so this is like medium term scheduler, the temporary waiter. Then short term scheduler means the daily chef planner. Like inside the cafe, the chef can only cook one dish at a time. So the short term scheduler decides which customers order the chef should cook next. So it needs to be super fast, otherwise the chef will stay idle. Okay, like the chef glances at the waiting customers and says, "I will cook your next because your dish is quick." Okay, then scheduling criteria means like how the chef chooses. So first is first come first serve means FCFS. Okay, FCFS. Okay, so cook orders in the order they arrive. Easy, but like if a customer has a huge order, everyone waits longer. Then shortest job next means like cook the smallest dish first. Reduce overall waiting, but the customers with big orders may feel ignored. Okay, like that. Then round robin means gives each customer a small portion at a time, then move to the next customer. Like fair, everyone gets attention quickly. Okay, then priority scheduling, like some customers are VIPs, higher priority, so they get served first. Regular customers may have to wait. Okay, then multi-level queue feedback, like customers are grouped by type of order, like quick snacks versus full meals. So if a quick snack is taking too long, so they may be moved to another queue for fairness. Okay, then preemptive versus non-preemptive. So basically preemptive means VIPs can cut in line or take over the chef's attention, and in non-preemptive, once the chef starts cooking a dish, so they cannot stop until it's done. Okay, so basically why it's important. Okay, so the keeps the chef busy cause CPU utilization is high and ensures every customer gets fair service, like fairness. So avoids chaos in the cafe, system stability. Okay, so basically, in short, long term scheduler means bouncer at the door. Medium term scheduler means waiter asking some customers to wait. And short term scheduler means chef deciding which dish to cook next. So basically, schedulers are basically managers of the CPU cafe, making sure everyone gets served efficiently and happily. Okay, thank you.